Welcome to Trade Talk, the podcast where construction pros connect, share, and grow. Brought to you by Contractors Connect, this show dives into real-world issues facing today's builders on and off the job site.
Whether you're swinging a hammer, running a crew, or scaling a business, we've got the insights, stories, and expert tips to help you level up in the building industry.
I'm Sarah White.
And I'm Erin Bacher. And together, we'll be talking shop with industry leaders, tradespeople, and innovators who are shaping the future of construction.
Let's get to work. This is Trade Talk. Welcome back to Trade Talk, the podcast where we connect, share, and grow. I'm your host, Sarah.
And I'm Lindsay. And today's episode is a really great one because we're talking about business growth, leadership, mentorship, and what it takes to build a strong company.
Yeah, so we have somebody who has built multiple strong companies, and that is the founder of TruNorth Pest Control, Tony Carter. He is a great partner of Contractors Connect, and we're excited to learn more about what he does.
Yeah. And beyond his business, he loves to mentor young folks, and he's got a lot to say about that. So let's get into it.
Yep. If you're in the construction industry and your marketing feels more like a punch list than a plan, it might be time to call in the pros. At Bespoke Consulting, we help contractors and construction businesses get noticed with branding that builds trust, websites that convert, and marketing strategies that actually move the needle. Want to grow your business without wasting time or money? Start with Bespoke. Learn more at bespokeconsulting.com. All right. Hi, Tony. Thank you so much for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about TruNorth and what you guys do.
So TruNorth is a termite and pest control company that also does wildlife and bed bug control. So we take care of homes, of commercial buildings, condos, anything, any kind of structure, we can take care of the issue.
Cool. Okay. And so I hear that maybe you came from a pest control company in the past and then decided to start your own, or what's the story there?
So in the business my entire life, since I was 16 years old, my dad founded our first company in 1985. I was blessed to run it for the last 15 years and sold it in 2019 through the merger and acquisition grab that got crazy in the pest control industry.
Yeah.
So we grew it to one of the largest companies in the country. And then so I took a 5-year break, and then we launched the brand TruNorth Pest Control June of 24.
Awesome.
And so you guys, I know, serve the Emerald Coast from like Panama City to Destin. Is
Correct.
That right? And then you've got a couple other locations.
Yeah, so we do all of Metro Orlando, and then we do all of Metro Atlanta and Middle Georgia also already.
Okay.
So we have 6 locations now.
All right. And then tell us a little bit about what makes TruNorth different.
I think for us, what makes us different is we know everybody makes mistakes, and I believe it's how we handle them that separates us from everybody else. You know, you're going to have issues, you're going to have concerns, but the response time that we do to get the problem resolved quicker is what separates us from everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, you can't keep 100% of every pest out of your house, but when a problem does arise, it's how fast we respond to get out there to take care of the issue, I think separates us.
Especially in Florida.
Yes. A lot of pest pressure down here, 12 months a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd also say your community presence. I see you guys everywhere and supporting a lot of different local initiatives, and I think that's great because you don't see even a lot of our local pest control companies doing things like that.
Yeah, and that was what we did in the previous business as well. Every location we get involved in some kind of community activity of some kind, and because we want to support, right? Whether it's high school sports or little league footballs or the Friend's House or the Hazelhurst House. There's so many different things that we've supported in the past and we still do in every community. So we try to get every location involved in giving back, right? Because for us, we're not about the money. We know how to make money, and money's not the drive, it's the relationships. We're in the people business. We're not in the pest business.
Absolutely.
Where did the name TruNorth come from?
So TruNorth came from one of my former employees had actually, when we sold the business in 19, he started this brand. And unfortunately, he passed away about a year before I acquired the business. So I was consulting for the spouse and helping her. And then she just decided that she didn't feel like she wanted to carry it on. And that's when we decided to get back in the market. And they had a location in Atlanta and one in Orlando. And we liked the name and what the meaning was behind it that Jeff had put in place. And that's when we kept that brand and started this business.
Awesome. What is some of or one of the biggest lessons you've learned from being an entrepreneur?
People. I think that is I've learned that, and I wish I'd have learned it a lot quicker. When you get older, you get wiser. So for me, it's you got to take care of the people that you're with. Your two hands, I say this all the time, you look at them, they can only do so much. So to build a company or a brand, you've got to take care of those that you love. And the employees are it, So for me, I get better at it every day. And I wish I was better at it than I was 24 months ago. But today I'm better than I was 24 months ago. So in doing that, if you can take care of your people, you can recruit the best talent, you can do amazing things.
Awesome. Love that.
And so you said you had 2 locations and then you guys moved to the Emerald Coast. What made you decide to start here?
We've always visited here. I've always had a second home here in this area, whether it's Panama City or Destin. And we just love the area. So my son, being the older of my 2 kids, decided he wanted to move out of Georgia. And I'd been begging him since I sold the business in 19 to move here. And couldn't get either one of them to go, and I wasn't going without them. So once one of them committed, I'm like, okay, I'm out. So we came here. We always do a startup location every time we are building a company. So we'll just one person in a truck. And so he wanted to be that person. And I wanted him to learn that way.
Yeah.
And so we've grown it to 7 trucks in the last 14 months. And the people here have been very receptive, and we're excited to be here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We love Cody. He's
Yes.
great. We love having him at all of our events and love having you guys as partners. So tell me a little bit about your consulting work.
So I love small business. I love young adults. I tell people all the time, from 18 to 25 years old, if I'd have kept all that money, instead of retiring at 47, I probably would have retired at 37. So in doing that, it's easy. Once you made your first million or your second million or your 5th million, it's easy to see the mistakes you made. So I love sitting down with people and consulting. So I consult now with probably 6 or 8 pest control companies throughout the country
Nice.
that are small operators that we've helped them grow their business. And it's just a satisfaction. You just, what you've been doing the last 25, 30 years, and you see it working in other areas, it wasn't luck. It was, there's a strategic plan in what we do every day and how we do it. And being community involvement, being a big one, involved in builders and new construction, involved in realtors, really show that when we do that in other markets with other people and we see it work, we're like, hey, it's not luck. This is, there's a skill and an art
This is the
to it.
method.
Yeah.
So talking more about you personally, what is something that people would be surprised to know about you?
Me is I love to cook. I love to be outside. I don't go in my house now that I live in Florida until it's dark. That's the great joy about living down here. It's just there's always something to do outside. There's always things to do. I'm a big reader. A lot of people don't know that about me. And I rise every day at 4:30.
Oh, goodness.
So I believe in getting a 2-hour jump on everybody in life. Get you a 2-hour head start every day.
Okay, nice.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do that.
Yeah, we won't keep up with you there. I follow along some of your social media, and I want to ask about your trip that you took. I don't know where you were going, but you filmed yourself going kind of across the country. What was that about?
So I do it every year. I've done it now since I've sold my business. I always take a road trip out west.
Okay.
And I've, like I said, I've always had a second home the last 10 or 15, 20 years, I guess. And I've been blessed to do that. So I fell in love with Montana, probably 5 or 6 years ago. And it was kind of the thing that changed my life. I went out there on a trip and hunting with my son and almost died. I mean, it was brutal. I was probably 280 pounds, overweight, out of shape, and then loving the area and the people. I just started, so I drove then, and now every year I do a cross-country trip.
Yeah.
So I've got one plan on be gone 6.5 weeks, and I'm doing in that trip, I'm doing a 5-day hike with zero technology with 14 other CEOs and business owners.
That's
Wow.
so cool.
So yeah, we're excited about doing that. It's a big mastermind thing. So we'll do that the last week of August.
Is that a group that you're involved with, or is that a group you run?
No, it's in the group I'm getting involved with.
Okay.
So I kind of was looking for something to do. I'm turning 55 this year, so I'm excited about that. And my one of the people that I follow is Jesse Itzler, I think is how you say his name. And he always talks about doing a mustogi, I think is how you pronounce it, which is something challenging that you can do. So once a year, so this is mine. It's a 10 to 15-mile hike every day for 5 days with nothing but a 50-pound pack on your back. So I'm going out there to do that. Yeah. So I'm going out there to do that and have a lot of fun. And I think, and I was just on a call earlier, everybody loves their iPhones.
Yeah.
But I think now we're starting to love the more we can get rid of them, the happier we are at times.
You need a detox.
Yeah. I was able to go to the Masters again this year and not to be able to have your phone for eight or 10 hours.
Yeah. I thought about that, how hard that would be in this day and age.
Yeah, I send my daughter off to mountain camp, we call it, in North Carolina. And so she's going for 2 weeks. This will be the longest time she's gone this year, but it's totally technology free and she loves it. Like she actually like really looks forward to that. And, you know, I feel like it gives these kids a break too, because they've grown up with it. They have to use it every day. And
right. I mean, they even use it at school.
We've put it in their face too. Yeah. I mean, it's partially our fault, but to your point, she really likes to disconnect. And I think it's healthy and good.
I remember I'm a Pat McAfee fan on his show. And I can remember after he struggled. He even had to put his phone up. And he was like, they took it from him and he was like, at the end of the day, I was amazed how relieved I was not to worry about it. He said after the first hour or two, then you're like, oh, and then you're out there on that course and you're looking at everybody and everybody's talking and carrying on conversation and nobody's looking through their phone to see what they're watching.
Right.
It's a huge ordeal and experience. Yeah. So the more I do it, Sundays are my day now that I'm trying not to be like, no phones. Yeah. You know, it's like I'm going to get up, go to church, go to the beach all day. Because I'm one of those people that I didn't just move to the beach. I still go to the beach. I enjoy it. Yeah. I want to be out in the white sand and in the water. So in doing that, that's what I'm hoping this year for me is Sundays are the detox day where I just don't carry my phone.
Yeah.
You know, when you were young and a tragedy happened, you found out when you found out. What's the difference if you find out right then
I know. Right.
or 4 hours later?
I know.
I'm not saying that in a bad way.
I
but
know.
Yeah.
I think about
still
that
the same
all the time.
impact.
Yeah.
It's a tragedy either way.
Right.
So we always get stressed. What happens if something happens to my kids? It's in God's hands anyways, not in ours.
Right.
As much as I don't want nothing to happen to either one of mine, I love them both to death. But at the same time, I can't control what his plan is. I try to guide them, but that's all we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, totally right. Yeah. One of our most relaxing vacations is when we go somewhere where we don't have cell phone service. And especially for my husband, because he's a general contractor and I mean, on his phone all the time. And so he's actually very relieved, like when we take our trip to North Carolina and we're up in the mountain in the house and he's like, well, it just doesn't work. So I can't do anything about it. And like, he just relaxes for the first time. So we do need to implement that more of some screen-free time, Sarah.
Why are you looking at me?
I did we did 8 days in the BVIs a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a personal assistant I hired about 3 or 4 months ago. It's the best decision I ever made. And I told her, I said, you're carrying your phone, taking pictures, not me.
Yeah.
And, the first 2 or 3 days, I did very well with it.
Yeah.
And it was kind of very relaxing because we would go on these excursions every day, everywhere. And it was amazing not to have to think about it. And my kids knew where I was at. I'm like, hey, I'll call you in the night or text you when I get back to the boat. And it was very relaxing.
Oh, so you were cruising?
Yeah, we did a 54-foot catamaran and did 8 islands in 7 days.
Wow, I've been to Yost as a day trip from St. John. I love St. John.
Yeah. That was my first time going down there. I've been on cruises through there.
It's just so pretty.
I will do that trip every year now.
Yeah. Quick break to tell you about Blueprint, the luxury annual guide to remodeling, construction, and design for the Emerald Coast. Blueprint helps your business get in front of homeowners who are actively planning high-end projects. Through a beautifully curated print publication plus digital and social exposure. If you want your brand seen by homeowners before they choose a builder, designer, or trade partner, now's the time. Ad space is limited and the deadline to reserve is May 1st. Learn more at contractors-connect.com/blueprint.
So back to business, I guess. What's some advice that you would give, a young person trying to grow a business?
Growing a business, make relationships. I believe collaboration is the biggest currency in the world right now. And so if you can get around people, as I'm a follower of like Brandon Dawson and Grant Cardone, and being in the right room is more important than money. So it's, if you got to, as he says, wait the tables, serve the water, it don't matter, be in those rooms. I think it's about making relationships.
Yeah.
They will bring it's not what you know, it's who you know. You've heard that your whole lives. There's a reason that statement came around.
Yeah.
And so if you add those people and build those connections, don't be scared to talk to people. I go to dinner probably 3 or 4 nights a week by myself. I sit at the bar in some of the best restaurants on 30A, and I've met some of the best people in the world. And I'll strike up a conversation.
Yeah.
And I've made a lot of great connections, sold a lot of business, become close friends with some of these people already, and been able to do trips with them. So I think that's what it is you can't be scared to go out and make new friends.
Right.
Awesome.
Especially when you're running a business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Future clients.
Yes, exactly. So you're what, 2 years into next month, TruNorth. Now, what's next? What are you planning next?
So next for us will be, we've opened our Marietta office, which is North Georgia. It opens June 1st. That will give us our 6 locations. And then we'll just continue to build the brand. We're going to expand into the Pensacola market next.
Nice.
So we'll eventually have the whole Panhandle covered. So we're excited about that. So that probably will be, I think, in end of 27 and first of 28. Which you say that, but it's like we're in the middle of 26 already.
Yeah.
So it's not far off.
Yeah.
On that side. So we'll just keep building the brand, keep growing it. Orlando market's doing extremely well. We'll probably open another location down there around the same time to have it second. It's a big city with a lot of people for us, and just kind of doing that, recruiting young talent to come in and help us build the brand.
And you are starting a podcast. Tell us about that.
So after being here for now almost 2 years and listening to everybody's story, I think the reason why everybody's so receptive is because nobody's from here.
Yeah.
The pool is smaller now, the locals. So in that, I've been kicking around a couple of podcasts, and one of them is the Emerald Coast Leap. And it's people that have just packed up everything and are transitioning to this area just to get away from where they're from, whether it's some good friends of mine are from Connecticut. Another group is from Oklahoma, Wisconsin. I met a couple the other night out at the club, and they upped and moved from Canada, 32 years old. Husband and wife.
Wow.
And I'm transitioning a good friend of mine and his wife to this market. They'll be hopefully here by the school year starts for their kids. And people just love what's going on in the area, know they can make a living now. And everybody's so nice.
Yeah.
So the podcast will be hearing those stories and the scary parts of them doing it when they decided to make that leap. And then the transitioning through a lot of people are very successful that have done it. And I want to share that story to encourage others. That a lot of people say, hey, don't move to Florida, we're full. No, we're just getting started, is what I like to say.
So what do you think is different about our market here compared to where you came from in the Atlanta area?
As in people or?
Running a business.
A lot of people are very receptive here. And a lot of people are receptive in Atlanta too, so I don't want to say that. But I think here is everybody needs things because everything's new.
Right.
Think about how many homes are being sold. And there's a lot of short-term rentals, but at the same time, you got 2 big military bases on each end that flank both end of Destin and Panama City. You've got tons of transition in there all the time. So you just there's opportunities, a lot of needs, right? You need good mechanics, you need good HVAC people. There are some, but now the volume of people is higher than the company's capacity.
Right.
And so I think that's right. And I think number one thing too is schools.
Yeah.
And you look at the schools in this area, they're amazing.
Right.
And that's what everybody wants is their
You don't
kids
have
to
to
go.
pay for private school.
Yeah, and I did. I put 2 kids through 14 years of private school, probably almost $500,000. I would not recommend nobody to ever do that again.
Yeah.
You can take that same thing, move to a great school district, buy a home with that money,
Right.
and then sell the home later, and you're still way better off.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't trade the experience my kids had, and I met a lot of great friends there. But at the same time, there's other ways to do it. In my
better
opinion.
ways to invest your money.
Exactly right. Yeah, than through private education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been in pest control for your whole life. Have things changed?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Technology, AI, the products that are out there. Centricon probably being the biggest component to killing termites. It wasn't around 20 years ago. Well, I'll tell you about it. They just celebrated their 30 years. Tells you how old I'm getting. So I can remember when that product came along, and it's like you were doing the old liquid treatment type terminology and technology, and now you're doing the baiting system that kills the termites much more efficiently. So yes, it has changed a lot. And then I think the mindset's different too. I can remember when everybody used to cut their grass. In my opinion now, nobody cuts their grass.
Yeah.
You see so many guys drive around in F-150s with trailers doing lawn care for people.
Yeah.
And it's the same with our industry. Probably only about 30% of people use professional pest control service. So there's still about 70% of the
Really?
people
That's crazy.
that
That
still do
shocks
DIY.
me.
Yeah. Especially in our area.
I can't imagine.
So if you go to Home Depot or Lowe's and stand in, because I used to as a sales rep
Yeah.
for years, hang out in those departments.
Funny, yeah.
Handing out cards.
Yeah.
Can't get it under control yourself. Call me.
Yeah.
And we're actually, in our business, fixing to launch a DIY channel for TruNorth to teach people how to do it themselves if they want to.
Yeah.
And if you know, because that way we can encourage people, show them techniques and tricks to be able to.
It doesn't work.
Yeah. Or they just get tired of it and decide, you know what, it's less aggravating, because it's really more about consistency, just like everything in life, doing the treatments at the right times.
Right.
Seasonality of the pests that change throughout the season of the year. So that's what we kind of want to do with that channel, and that we're in the process of launching here soon. We've been starting the filming for it. So we'll have it all out there on the YouTube world soon.
Cool.
On that side. Yes.
Can't wait to see that.
What advice would you give like builders and contractors on their new construction homes as far as things to implement or just pest prevention on their projects?
I think the biggest thing that people don't realize, including builders, and I understand they're in a time crunch or in a schedule. They've got, usually, especially if they're custom builders, got homeowners breathing down their neck. There's a lot of things you can do during construction to keep pest problem 15, 20 years later. You know, that's the thing is they build some of these houses. I was just on the phone before I got here with one that we're doing on the beach over in Panama City. And the way the house was constructed, it's almost impossible to treat it. And we're like, so we're having to cut holes through a concrete floor to a crawl space that nobody even knew existed.
Wow.
And we found out through the plumber. We just happened to be there the right time when the plumber was dealing with some issues. You know, there's a crawl space in here. And we're like, what? So we're on the phone with a homeowner who lives up in Birmingham, explaining to them what's going on. And they've owned the home since 1999, didn't even know it was that way.
Oh, my goodness.
So and the house was built in 84. So I think in that there's a lot of preventative things that you can do during construction. You know, bore care treatments while the studs are available on the house. I would recommend that, plus liquid treatment, plus bait. Termites in Florida are serious business.
Yes. My parents have them right now, and their house is new.
Yep. Well, with Formosan termites and subterranean termites in this market and region, there's no cold weather to slow anything down. So it's 12 months a year pest pressure. And two, you've got the Formosans that are more aggressive than the subterraneans now. So getting in a house, everybody thinks, oh, my house is new, I ain't got to worry about it. I found houses 5 to 7 months old, termites 8, 10, 12 feet up in the walls. You know, they've not done any damage.
They see it all over their windowsill.
Yeah, the swarming termites and all that, and they're eating the softest cellulose is what they like to eat first, which is a lot of paper off of sheetrock, trim boards, and things like that, because they consume it faster and it feeds the colony quicker, and it's what they like. So with that, you know, every treatment step that you could do as a new construction,
do it.
It's so cost effective to do it during new construction than it is post construction, because you can't access the walls, you can't access the foundation underneath.
Yeah.
So a lot of good builders are in this market that I do like doing business with. They do the liquid application and they do the Centricon after, which I think is the best combo you can get, because you've got the liquid that'll last 5 to 10 years under the soil, and then you've got the Centricon that gives you long-term protection.
Whether you're building from the ground up or adding the perfect finishing touch, Coastal Brick and Stone brings craftsmanship and creativity to every project. From natural stone to pavers and outdoor living spaces, their expert team helps turn your vision into lasting curb appeal. Thank you, Coastal Brick and Stone, for supporting the conversation and the construction community. Learn more at coastalbrickandstone.com. Let's tell people where they can find out about TruNorth.
So TruNorth can be found on TruNorthPest.com. We can also be found on Facebook under TruNorth Pest Control, and then TruNorth 30A is our other page that we have for this market and here as well. And then, of course, you will, like I said, we will be launching the YouTube channel with all of that stuff here in the next 30 to 45 days. You'll start seeing all the videos start dropping from it.
Nice. And we'll be sure to share that with our audience as well.
Yep.
And you can also catch them at our networking events.
Exactly. I love coming to those.
See you guys there, and they're a big supporter, and usually they've got a table at our events, so you can come meet them in person.
Yep.
And when's the next one for that? I don't know.
The next one in Walton County will be August.
Yeah.
August.
Yep. But we'll be in Fort Walton Beach in
Next
a
month.
week.
Yeah. June 4th.
Yes, June 4th.
Yeah, and so you are growing as well. And I wish this product was in Atlanta, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I've talked to you all about that before. Somebody, and I'm like, it would do so well up there.
Yeah.
Because it's a big market, a lot of new construction, a lot of people moving to Georgia, just like Florida. So, and it's an international city with a lot of money and a lot of business going on there. So it's much needed in that market.
We'll
I would just drop that in.
Yeah. we keep hearing that one day. One
Yeah.
day.
That's right. I understand.
Yeah.
You got your hands full here.
Maybe we need some coaching from you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's nice to have you on. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it.
Looking to make powerful connections without another boring networking event? Join us for Contract Her's Courtside Connections, where business meets the court. Friday, June 12th at Coastal Elite Sports in Freeport. Grab a paddle, meet top professionals, and build real relationships in a fun, relaxed environment. Whether you're playing or just connecting, this is networking done differently. Vendor tables are available, but spots are limited. Don't miss it. Courtside Connections, where connections are made in motion.
Now it's time for Voices from the Booth.
Today we are taking a look at some of our folks that we met in Walton County at our latest event. So let's hear what they have to say.
Okay, awesome. We have a new friend that has come to visit us at the Trade Talk booth. Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Valerie Hockett, and I work with Savi Flooring and Tile.
Awesome. Thank you for being here.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about Savi Flooring and Tile.
So it's kind of in the name, flooring, tile, but we sell hardwood floors and LVP, as well as pavers, turf, and just like fun and exciting new tiles with textures and colors.
I love that. And I understand you're fairly new with the company. Is that right?
Yes, I'm 2 months old.
Oh, awesome. So that would mean this is probably your first Contractors Connect event.
Yes, it is, and I'm having so much fun.
That's awesome. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you like to accomplish here or what you're hoping to accomplish at this event?
I really hope to just kind of meet more people. Being only 2 months old in the environment, it's just really nice to be able to be in a very comfortable setting where everybody is here to get to know each other.
Hi there, we have a new friend here at the Trade Talk booth. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Brandon True.
Hi, Brandon. And what company are you here representing?
I am representing Berkshire Hathaway, Anderson Group 38.
Okay, awesome. And tell me a little bit more about what you all do.
Well, what we do is do luxury real estate. Actually, I'm working up and down the Emerald Coast selling real estate to all these dreamers who are ready to come to the beach and get a tan like mine and come on down to Florida.
It's the most beautiful part of Florida, too, right?
The most exclusive, beautiful part of Florida.
That's right, exactly. Awesome. Well, can you tell us a little bit more about why you like coming out to these Contractor Connect events?
Well, I think these contractor events go hand in hand with networking, learning the builders, meeting people, meeting other realtors, just getting out here and just seeing everything that has in this great atmosphere of real estate.
Want to grow your network and your business? Join Contractors Connect, the go-to networking group for professionals in the building industry. For just $400 a year, members get 4 complimentary meetup tickets per year, a featured spot in our online directory, visibility at every Contractors Connect event, and more. Whether you're a contractor, vendor, or service pro, there's a place for you here. Join today at contractors-connect.com/memberships, and let's build something great together.
Thanks again to Tony Carter from TruNorth Pest Control for joining us today. He shared some great insight with us about leadership and businesses and growth. I love hearing from him. He's such a great supporter of Contractors Connect and everything that we do.
Yes, they have built a great company, and not just one, but many. And we continued talking to him after we stopped filming. And I think we're going to have him back for another episode because he has so many great
Cool
stories.
Yeah. Yep. So if you'd like to learn more about TruNorth Pest Control, check them out on their website or socials.
Yes, and please like, subscribe, leave us a review. Let us know if you have any people you want to see on the podcast, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning into Trade Talk, powered by Contractors Connect, where construction pros connect, share, and grow.
If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to like and subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your crew.
Until next time,
Stay sharp,
stay safe,
and keep building.